Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video about Fallout 3. It's 15 years old today. Can you believe that? Fallout 3 came out 15 years ago, and it was one of the most revolutionary open world games that would come out in 2008. I remember when it came out, and I didn't actually have the game until much later when I had to get my Xbox modded because I was so broke that I couldn't pay for games. I just wanted to get the Xbox modded. And the first thing I played on it was Fallout 3, and I loved it. It was an amazing game. Now, don't worry, I eventually bought the game on Steam, and I played through it multiple times again on PC. It's one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite games, except for the next game in the series, Fallout New Vegas. That would be my absolute favorite in the series, I think. But there's mods to get the two games together, Fallout 3 New Vegas. But this isn't about New Vegas. This is about Fallout 3 and the epic start that you had in that game. Whenever you started, you began as a kid in the Vault 101, which was a shelter for, post-war mayhem. But when you started the game, you got to make your own character, which was a lot like Oblivion. This is more along the lines of Oblivion's time. Skyrim was a little further out, so even character creation of Skyrim, which seems dated today, we had to make our characters with the Fallout 3 engine. It was kind of janky, but it was fun at the time. They gave you the special, you could stat out your character how you wanted to play. You could make them strength build. You could make like a endurance build, a sneaking build. It was one of those games where you could do whatever you want to do. And it was sort of revolutionary in the sense how the main quest wasn't really the end goal of the game. Once you completed the main quest, before the DLC came out, the game ended, and you couldn't go back to your character and go and roam the wasteland again. So when we got the game, we were encouraged to explore, not really focus on the main quest. You went around and found little Easter eggs, hidden quests, hidden characters that you could talk to. You could find a whole bunch of stuff in the Fallout series, and that's what they're meant for. That's what the series was made for. There's all kinds of stuff that you could just go and look for and stumble upon that other people that play the game may have not seen at all. And not to mention, Fallout had cool weapons. They had regular weapons that, are real life weapons. They had energy weapons. You could use melee builds, gigantic energy sledgehammers. That stuff was cool. The reputation system in Fallout 3 was pretty unique too at the time. What you did in the game affected other areas of the game. Say if you wanted to be an evil player and just started, pickpocketing people and stealing their stuff, you could do that. And if they caught you, they'd be mad at you. And, that you would gain a reputation. They would talk about you on the radio like you're a villain. This main character villain running around tearing up the place and causing mayhem. I don't want to give too much away if you haven't played it, but one of the first main quests in the game is one of the coolest. You're dealt with such an obvious moral dilemma with this main quest, and you could either be like a truly evil dude right at the beginning of the game and see what the game's all about, or you could save the town. We're talking about Megaton, but I actually think it's pretty mandatory to make an evil character in a Bethesda game, no matter which one it is, no matter if it's Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout. I think it's just part of the experience. You have to do it. The writing in Fallout 3 was not the best. It was definitely overshadowed by New Vegas, but it did have some interesting characters in there. My favorite characters has to be Three Dog, the host of Galaxy News Radio. Once you start playing the game, you'll get the Pip-Boy on your wrist. Use that to manage your inventory, but you can also listen to the radio, the in-game radio, of course, which has a really great soundtrack. It got me interested in a lot of old 1920s, 1930s music. And the host of the radio show is really cool. I think he's just one of the best personalities in the game. But you'll also find a lot of other characters in the game, some of them voiced by the same group of people. It's pretty obvious once you get further into the game that all ghouls have the same voice actor pretty much. I think the setting of Fallout 3 is a really good one. The DC Wasteland in the Metro system, I think that's a pretty cool idea. They need to definitely do that again in another Fallout game if they make another Fallout game anytime soon. Fallout 3 had a ton of different little vaults that you can go explore. They kind of felt copy and pasted in the environment design, but they filled the vaults with different and interesting things, like the Gary Vault. You might have seen memes of the Gary Vault, but it's just one of those things about the exploration aspect of the game. There weren't as many of those in New Vegas. This is why I appreciate Fallout 3 a little bit more for that. The original ending to Fallout 3 was abysmal. I'm not going to spoil it. Honestly, okay, I'll spoil it. There's no way you can really access it unless you don't have the DLC. And I'm here to tell you, don't play Fallout 3 without the DLC, please. But you had this moral decision where you had to like basically sacrifice yourself or have another teammate sacrifice themselves. It was so stupid. What wasn't stupid though was the abilities that you got while leveling up. There was one that was called Bloody Mess, which made the game extremely violent. You know, if you shot somebody, they were guaranteed to explode into giblets. It was pretty funny, and it did more damage if you picked it. So there was a reason to pick it other than to just see people explode. And then there was the Mysterious Stranger, which is still one of the coolest special abilities in any video game that I can think of. There was a system called VATS in Fallout 3, where you go into this RPG-style combat. You could select your character, who you want to attack, your enemy, and you could put like, 2 bullets to the head or 2 bullets to the arm, or you could even shoot their gun out of their hand if you wanted to. But the Mysterious Stranger would sometimes show up while you're doing this after you've made your selection and you're about to shoot. The Mysterious Stranger would just kind of show up behind you, pull out this, I think he had a Luger or something, and he would just start shooting at your enemy. And he was OP as hell, man. He would just one-hit people. Yeah, shout out to the Mysterious Stranger. Always pick that. Guys, what builds did you run in Fallout 3? Let me know in the comments below. Please hit that like button. Let's get to the top of YouTube. Let's do it, guys. I appreciate your support. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.